Hey everyone, Kyle from Cosplays from Trash, and I am joined by my friend Alicia here. For a little bit of context, we met at YamaCon a couple weeks ago, and embarrassingly, I am not a great sewist so much that I didn't know what a backstitch meant. And so I thought, maybe let's talk to someone who hand sews all of their costumes. Alicia, go ahead and brag about your amazing accomplishments.
Hi, I'm Alicia the Bard. I am a cosplayer who only hand sews. I never use a machine. I learned one, just don't like them. And I have been hand sewing about 21 years now, so quite a while.
What's your favorite costume that you've ever hand sewed?
That's Mikazuki Manechka from Token Rambu. He is probably my favorite one so far.
What are you wearing today?
Today I'm wearing Glorious Masquerade Malleus Draconia from Twisted Wonderland. This is the one I entered into YamaCon's costume competition this year, and I won Best in Show.
Yeah, when they said the name, I was like, I don't know what that is, but it's awesome, so... Do you know if the video's ready?
It is. It just went up today, and everyone gets to see my hat fall off in real time.
Didn't detract from your awesome performance, so... As I said, my sewing skills are bad. I mean, again, I've been cosplaying for years, and I never even bothered to Google it because I think I kind of felt too dumb to be like, what are these different types of stitches? So are you ready to actually teach me some terminology?
Best I can. My knowledge is just home ec class I took in 6th grade and then just kind of ran with that knowledge and just kind of taught myself.
You did a fantastic job. So.
Thank you.
So I'm really bad at threading needles, and there are tools to do it, but I feel very, I don't even wear glasses, and yet I can't see where the needle is. But what's a good reason to actually double thread things when you are hand sewing?
So to double thread it, that helps strengthen your stitching. So you've got not just one piece of thread going through the fabric, but two. It's a similar idea to machines because they're using two threads. They just kind of loop them together, where with hand sewing, you're just doing it already threaded through the needle.
Can you walk me through a little bit on how to do a straight stitch? Because obviously you can look at pictures, but having audio and video is going to be 10 times better.
So with the straight stitch, you're just going to start on one side of fabric, put the needle through, and then go forward, I'd say between about 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch. Pull it through, and then just go another 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 forward again, and stick it back through, and you just keep going that way. The shorter your stitches, the stronger they're gonna hold.
It's actually kind of therapeutic a little bit to do it by hand. Did I do okay?
Yes, that looks good.
Okay, can we also go over the back stitch?
Yes.
Is that what it's called? Okay.
Yeah. So the back stitch is similar to the straight stitch. Go backwards to where your stitch was, about 1/8 of an inch. So when your needle comes through, it's going to be about halfway through on that other side. Pull it through, go forward 1/4 of an inch, and then you're just going to go back and repeat. You're pretty much just doing some loops.
Okay, so this is not the prettiest because it is nice to do overhead like this when you look down, but I'm kind of doing to the side. A little wonky, but this is kind of what I ended up doing. If you can see it a little bit.
Oh, yep. Looks good. Getting that threading straight, it takes practice.
So I have the pattern that's linked in the description. All I did was cut out a piece of fabric that is about 6 inches wide and 18 inches long. The only reason I did this is because it's about the size of what your hand can fit in, so it can definitely hold some dice. Feel free to use the same techniques and extend it a little bit different in either direction if you need more dice or just something that's not dice. I'm putting some pins in. Technically, you could use clips, or if you have sandwich bag clips at home, or really just anything to make sure the fabric stays together. I would not recommend tape. I would not recommend glue, nothing like that. You don't want anything that has teeth to cut the fabric, but if you can just somehow sandwich these together with little pins or something, then this will be in place enough to do the stitching.
So the back stitching is really good for anything that's going to be holding anything. So the sides of your bags are going to be sewed together with the back stitching. So when you put items like your dice in, you don't risk anything falling out from any holes left from, like, say, a straight stitch. It's just adding some extra strength to make sure everything stays where it needs to be.
Did anyone in your family ever sew, or just you said you learned it in home ec class and you just kind of ran with it from there?
Apparently, my mom's grandma sewed a good bit. I never got to meet her. My mom's not a sewer. My sister's a knitter and crocheter. Freshman year of high school, so about 2003, I wanted to cosplay Sesshomaru for Halloween. I didn't even know what cosplay was. I was just into Inuyasha. I had recently, really started to learn what anime was. Couldn't find a costume. Couldn't understand why I couldn't find a costume. Mm-hmm. And finally, I'm just like, well, I took that one class 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I can make this.
That is hilarious.
I look back on it fondly. It's like, was it great? No, but I made it. And I got to be Sesshomaru for Halloween.
I feel like most people that got into cosplay, just like, well, I want to do this and things don't exist, so I gotta learn how to do all these things myself. What is your favorite anime of all time? Or just one you really like, doesn't have to be your absolute favorite.
I was going to say, that's such a hard question.
Yeah.
Clearly, Inuyasha holds a very special place to my heart. That's what got me into anime. That's what got me into cosplay. That's got me into doing comics. That's what I actually do. I'm a sequential artist.
Oh, awesome.
I've ran 2 webcomics so far, both finished. I'd have to say it's probably the top one just because there's so much for me personally attached with it.
Well, that makes sense. For tying things off, how I've always done it is just go down through the fabric, come back up through the loop that I've made, and then it'll kind of self-tie itself off. Is that the best way to do it, or is there...
I feel like that's the fancy way to do it. I literally just loop the thread around itself, and I do that about, depending on the fabric, at least 2 times, but on some fabric I've done it 4 or 5 times if it's a very loose weave fabric.
Look at that. Look at that bag. It's very baggy.
Nice.
Can you explain what the difference between right side and wrong side is with fabric?
Right side of the fabric's gonna be, say you have a printed fabric. That's gonna be the side that your print is on. Everything looks really nice. You can see all the details. The wrong side of the fabric is going to be dull. You're gonna just see splotches. It's not gonna be very nice. So when you're sewing, you want to do all this work on the wrong side of the fabric. So when you're done, you can pull it. It's going to feel like you're pulling it inside out, but it's really outside in. Mm-hmm. All your stitching is hidden, and all you see is the nice, pretty thing that you just made.
Do you think just one time would be good, or should I double fold it?
Probably double, just so if anyone's working with fabric that frays, you don't risk that part fraying.
Here's the wrong side again. What we're going to do, as Alicia said, is fold it down to the 2-inch line, and then fold it once more over. We're going to be making a tunnel so that this piece can go through on both sides and pull tight. I'm probably fine with a single stitch on this one.
Yes.
You only want to sew through the top layer because you do not want to sew everything closed. I already messed up.
Oh no.
No, it's all right.
But it's always, especially now, a lot of people are afraid of making mistakes. Honestly, mistakes, I think, are good because then you learn from them. If you just do it right, you don't really learn anything. And I mean, and even after I've been sewing for 21 years, I can't tell you how many times I've made just some sort of mistake where I'm like, I sewed the thing closed, now I gotta undo it. But it's like, at least I know for next time.
So I did rush this just a tad bit. That's okay. There's the outside. Now we're going to go through the little tunnel here. Okay, we're gonna flip this guy inside out. Hey, it's a little pouch. When tying this, how much slack should I probably leave?
I like to leave at least 5 to 6 inches. That way you can put the loop around your wrist. Yeah, so like if you're just carrying it, it could just hang on your wrist if you want it to.
Okay, how's tying knot the hardest part? So, like...
Yep, just like that.
I actually have my shears with me. Until about a year and a half ago, I didn't know that shears were things. I was like, aren't all scissors the same? So, this is everything flipped inside out. Look at that. Look what you just taught me how to do.
Nice.
Yeah, overall, I'd say your class that you did was about an hour. I'd definitely say that if someone kind of followed along with this, I think they'd be able to do this in under an hour for sure. I was going to teach one of my friends how to sew. He's like, won't that take like 5 hours? I'm like, I think a dice bag project will take, less than an hour if you kind of get the hang of it a little bit. So
I'm going to see about getting an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, because a lot of people were new people, and I want it to be open for new people. So that way they would have enough time to be able to really spend time and make it.
I actually need to start making more bags because I don't have enough fanny packs and bags and stuff, and all my stuff is just scattered everywhere. But yeah, definitely going to make a couple bigger of those. Alicia, thank you so much for teaching me how to sew and everything, and I hope that everyone kind of got something out of it, even if it's just what a backstitch is. So, Alicia, any suggestions, comments, tips, anything you want to plug? Go watch Inuyasha,
I'd say just do something you like. Pick something you want to do and just have fun with it. To me, that's the most important thing, is just doing something and enjoying it. It's going to make it so much better.
Thank you so much. We're going to hop off here because Google Meets is kicking us off in a second. We'll see you next time.